ஹலோ மக்களே, என் பேர் விஷ்ணு பிரசாத். உங்களை எபிசோட் 3க்கு அன்புடன் வரவேற்கிறேன். இந்த எபிசோடில் நம்ம பட்ஜெட் கேமிங் லேப்டாப்ஸ் பற்றி தான் பார்க்க போகிறோம். அண்ட் டாபிக் உள்ள போகிறதுக்கு முன்னாடி 2 விஷயம் சொல்லிக்கிறேன். ஃபர்ஸ்ட் திங் என்னென்னு பார்த்தீங்கன்னா, இந்த டாபிக் சஜஸ்ட் பண்ண ராஜாவுக்கு ரொம்ப தேங்க்ஸ். அண்ட் ஒரு ரிட்டர்ன் ஃபேவராக அவனுக்கு ஒரு சின்ன ஷவுட் அவுட் மாதிரி கொடுக்கலான்னு இருக்கேன். ஷவுட் அவுட் கொடுக்குற அளவுக்கு நான் ஒன்றும் அவ்வளோ வளரல, இருந்தாலும் என்னால் முடிஞ்ச ஒரு சின்ன ஹெல்ப். அவன் இன்ஸ்டாகிராமில் பீஃப் ஜூஸ்னு ஒரு பேஜ் ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணியிருக்கான் ஃபியூ மந்த்ஸ் பேக். அதில் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா நிறைய க்ரியேட்டிவாக எடிட் பண்ணி கண்டென்ட்ஸ் போஸ்ட் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கான். உங்களுக்கு பிடிச்சிருந்ததுன்னா பேஜ் ஃபாலோ பண்ணுங்கள், கண்டென்ட்ஸை ஷேர் பண்ணுங்கள். அண்ட் இந்த எபிசோடோட டிஸ்கிரிப்ஷனில் அந்த இன்ஸ்டாகிராம் பேஜோட லிங்க் இருக்கும். செகண்ட் திங் என்னென்னு பார்த்தீங்கன்னா, இந்த எபிசோடை என் கூட சேர்ந்து என்னோடய ஃப்ரெண்ட் ஜத்துனும் போஸ்ட் பண்ண போகிறான். அண்ட் அவனுக்கு தமிழ் தெரியாத காரணத்தினால இந்த எபிசோட் கம்ப்ளீட்டாக இங்கிலீஷில் தான் இருக்க போகுது. ஸோ let's get started. Welcome to my podcast, Jatin.
Hey Vishnu, it's really great to be here.
So this episode is going to be into 4 different segments. The first segment, I'll be asking a question to Jatin, and the second segment will be the disadvantages of the budget gaming laptops, and the third segment is the comparison between 2 gaming laptops, and the last segment will be some of the suggestions given by us to you guys. Starting with the first segment. So Jatin, do you think that going for a budget gaming laptop is a good option?
Going for a budget gaming laptop is always a choice. You should be prepared to compromise in one aspect or another. See, you may certainly get a really great laptop, with a really great CPU, a really great GPU. But there are also things where you have to compromise. You may get a really flimsy keyboard or a really bad trackpad. So you should consider all of your choices and what do you prefer? What are your preferences when you talk about a laptop? And then you have to go with, you have to decide whether you have to invest a lot in your laptop or to go with a budget laptop. So talking about the advantages of buying a budget laptop, we definitely talk about affordability. Budget laptops don't put a dent in your pockets. You end up with a really great laptop without selling your soul to the devil. You'll able to run all those games which you have always wanted to play. We cannot rule this thing as an advantage, but manufacturers really tend to scale down all the insulation or all the premium features which you get from buying a really costly laptop when it comes to a budget laptop. So here your laptop would be considerably pretty lightweight, so it's a really good trade-off on your shoulder. So the only thing you get to talk when it comes to budget laptops is it's a trade-off. See, you have to consider what you're giving up for what you're gaining. A wide variety of gaming laptops mimic a base version. See, there will be a 60k version and a 40-50k version of the same laptop, and you'll be confused about what to buy and why to buy and why the 20k difference. See, there will always be these minute small scale changes which always affect your laptops or the performance in the long run. So you have to consider it, and you may go for a budget laptop. There are also disadvantages if you go for a budget laptop, and Vishnu will be covering all of those.
I hope you guys have got a clear idea on some of the advantages of budget gaming laptop. Now I'll be telling some of the disadvantages of budget gaming laptop. Overall, you'll be having an idea on some of the disadvantages. It's an obvious thing, like starting from build quality, keyboard, the trackpad, the display, the specifications of the laptop. So one thing which I personally feel, and I think is the most a valid disadvantage for the budget gaming segment, so that is the budget gaming laptops are not future proof. So I'll explain this with an example. So you're getting a laptop in Jan 2020. For example, you already got a laptop in Jan 2020, and you're getting it with these specifications: i5 10th gen, GTX 1650, 8GB of RAM, 2TB of hard disk, and 512GB of SSD. and a 60 Hz display. You have got a laptop with these specifications, you will be having a curiosity to try out all the games which are trending or which are popular right now, and you started downloading and you started playing the games like Witcher 3, GTA 5, Destiny 2, Counter-Strike, Fortnite, Apex Legends, Rainbow Six Siege, etc. One thing which these games have in common is that all these games are running in your laptop in 60 fps, that is 60 frames per second, or sometimes some lightweight games even cross 60 fps. So these games, when they get an upgraded version, for example GTA 5 is a game which released in 2012 and it's running in 60 fps, that's completely fine. But when GTA 6 arrives, we cannot give an assurance that GTA 6 will be running in your laptop for 60 fps with the high quality graphic settings. So you have to reduce the graphic properties to low or medium, or sometimes even reduce the resolution from 1080 to 720 so that you'll be having a 60 fps gameplay or more than 60 fps gameplay. So this is why I tell budget gaming laptops is not future proof. Like, it depends upon the CPU and the GPU properties. So technically the game developers try to develop these AAA titles, which is also known as their flagship games, with a heavy graphics, so that people who use higher end graphic cards like 2080 Super can have a proper gameplay. Like, with something like, if you guys know that RTX series has ray tracing, so GTX series does not have that. So like, when a ray tracing is put into a game, it obviously becomes a heavy game, and only few game developers optimize the games for other lower end graphic cards too. So one of the example is Witcher 3. Witcher 3 is a game which has been optimized a lot. So even though you run in 1650, you will get 60 frames per second. Even though if you run in 2070, you will be getting the same 60 frames per second, even though some of the properties remains the same. This is called a proper optimization. But Assassin's Creed is not optimized properly as Witcher 3. So this is one of the example. So I personally have a 1650 GPU. So I have the MSI GF63 thin. Yeah, the specs are similar to the one which I gave for the example. So when I bought the laptop, I tried playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Witcher 3, everything. Witcher 3 in high settings, I got around 60 frames per second. So it was an average count. Sometimes it was oscillating above 62. But in case of Assassin's Creed Odyssey, when the settings were kept high, I was getting around 55 to 60. Like, average you can tell like 55 or 57. So I wasn't getting like exactly an average score of 60 frames per second. So when I reduced few of the properties which are not needed, I was getting around 60 fps. So but in future I cannot expect the same thing. So for example, after Assassin's Creed Valhalla, some other Assassin's Creed franchise is coming, I cannot tell that that game will be running above 40 fps even. So I have to be ready in my mind that the game should run in 30 fps. For a proper gameplay, I feel like 30 fps is enough for an open world game. 30 fps plus is enough, or even 30 fps is fine if you are having a budget gaming segment. But if you are going for a first person shooter type games, 30 fps is not enough, and 60 fps would make your gameplay much more better. So I'll try to reduce a lot of graphic properties. I'll try to make it low, like everything to low, and even then if I'm not getting the 30 frames, then one option is that I have to change my resolution from 1080 to 720, which is gonna disturb the whole graphic content of the games. If you're coming up with GPUs like 1660, 1660 Ti, 2070, 2070 Super, 2070 Max-Q, 2080, 2080 Super, 2080 Max-Q, these kind of GPUs are future proof. I would say that for sure these kind of GPUs are future proof. Like, budget gaming laptops can stay 4 years, means the laptops coming up with these GPUs can for sure stay for 6 to 7 years, and for the next 5 years you will be having a 60 fps gameplay and that is for sure. So I guess so you have got an overall impression on some of one or two disadvantages which I mentioned here. Like I didn't list out all the disadvantages, like it depends upon the people or the people's choice. The disadvantages vary, so that's why I just made one clear point, like budget gaming laptops are not future proof. This line is completely my personal opinion. Like it might change, like few people who aren't using their laptop for complete gaming, this line doesn't matter to them, but people who are going to use it for gaming, this line is going to matter a lot. The next segment is comparison. We'll be comparing the most expensive gaming laptop and the least expensive gaming laptop from the same company. We have picked two models from MSI. One is MSI GT76 Titan, which is priced around 5.5 lakhs, and the other one is MSI GF63 Thin, which is priced around 55k. And this will be compared by Jatin so that you could get an overall impression on how the company has reduced the price by compromising a lot of things.
As Vishnu said, there's a lot of difference between these two laptops. See, first thing we clearly observe is the price difference. One is marked at 5 lakhs, the other is marked at 60k. So there is a lot of considerable downgrading when we compare these two. All of the major aspects like the CPU, GPU, RAM are always degraded when it comes when we see such a huge price gap. But there are few which we never observe. Things like the keyboard, the backlight, and the screen. So here for the Titan, it's a SteelSeries keyboard and you'll have individual RGB keys assigned. But when it comes to the Thin series, it's a normal keyboard which they mention it as a silver lining keyboard without any backlight. So here you traded off the backlight, you traded off a considerably really good keyboard for the performance which you're getting. And again, when it comes to the display, the Titan series has almost a 300 Hz display, but here you have a 60 Hz display. When you look at it in this way, your games will clearly differ when you upgrade from either the Thin series to the Titan or you downgrade from the Titan to the Thin series. So keeping all of these in mind, you have to look out whether you have to buy a gaming laptop and save your money, or else you invest. So if you observe all of these, there is always a huge difference between a budget laptop and a performance laptop. So you have to consider all of your priorities and choices and see if you have to invest a lot in a really great performance laptop, or if it's okay, you can go with a budget laptop.
These are some of the suggestions which I can give on budget gaming laptops. So I'm not going to be specific about the models since I checked in Amazon and Flipkart before recording this episode. All the prices were above 60k. So generally these laptop models which I'm going to tell will be priced less than 60k only during the offer time. So these are the laptops. One is MSI GF63 Thin, which I told in the comparison thing and earlier in the disadvantages segment, and the second one is Asus TUF series, the third one is Asus ROG, and sometimes, very rarely, Lenovo Legion. One or two models alone come less than 60k. So these are the gaming laptops which are priced under 60k during the offer time. Only during the offer time these laptops are priced under 60k. Otherwise it's expensive, and if you even try getting it in stores, you won't get in the same specifications as mentioned in online. Either it will be expensive, or even if you get it for lower price, there will be some compromises in the CPU or GPU part. So that's it for the first segment, guys. So once again, thank you, Jatin, for being a co-host for this episode.
Thank you, Vishnu.
I hope me and Jatin have covered all the necessary points regarding this topic, that is budget gaming laptops. And இதுக்கு மேலே இங்கிலீஷில் பேசி யூஸ் இல்லை, என்னாலேயும் முடியல இவ்வளோ நேரம் இங்கிலீஷில் பேசுகிறதுக்கு. அண்ட் அவனும் கிளம்பிட்டான். அண்ட் உங்களுக்கு இந்த கண்டென்ட் பிடிச்சிருந்தா ஷேர் பண்ணுங்கள். பாட்காஸ்ட்டுக்கு அப்படியே ஃபாலோவும் தட்டி விட்டுருங்க. இதில் நோட்டிஃபிகேஷன் வரதுக்கு வாய்ப்பு இல்லை. ஸோ நீங்களாக செக் பண்ணுங்கள். நானும் இன்ஸ்டாகிராம் ஸ்டோரி போடுறேன். வீக்லி ஒன்ஸ் ஒரு எபிசோட் அப்லோட் பண்ணிடுவேன். அப்பப்போ நீங்கள் செக் பண்ணிக்கலாம். அண்டு இந்த கண்டென்ட் உண்மையிலேயே உங்களுக்கு யூஸ்ஃபுல்லாக இருந்ததுன்னா உங்கள் ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸ்கிட்டையும் ஷேர் பண்ணுங்கள். அண்டு உங்களை அடுத்த எபிசோடில் சந்திக்கிறேன். அது வரைக்கும் உங்களிடமிருந்து விடைபெறுவது விஷ்ணு பிரசாத். நன்றி, வணக்கம்.